If you find yourself in the deepest trough of your life, perhaps the most difficult period you have ever known, please do not act rashly. Just stay still, right where you are, in one place. Because it is precisely at these times when the mind is a maelstrom of chaos, a tangled web of confusion and pain, that we are most susceptible to making the wrong decisions. The kind of decisions born not of clarity, but of desperation. Decisions that can cast long, regrettable shadows over the years to come. In the deafening silence of a sleepless night, when the weight of the world seems to press down upon your chest, it can feel like you are the only person awake. The city sleeps, a vast, indifferent organism, while you are left to wrestle with the ghosts of past failures and the specters of future anxieties. It's a profound and isolating weariness, an emptiness that gnaws at the edges of your soul. A deep sense of disorientation sets in, where the familiar landmarks of your own life suddenly seem foreign and hostile. You feel adrift on a dark, featureless ocean with no land in sight and no stars to guide you. Every instinct screams at you to do something, anything, to swim, to fight, to thrash against the current. But perhaps the wisest, most courageous act in this moment is simply to stop, to cease the struggle, to just be. Staying still does not mean giving up. It is not an admission of defeat, nor is it a surrender to the overwhelming forces that seem to be conspiring against you. It is a conscious, deliberate choice. It is a profound act of self-preservation. It is about granting yourself a moment of quiet, a sacred pause in the relentless onslaught of thoughts and fears, a space to simply breathe, to feel the air enter your lungs, and then to feel it leave, in and out. A simple mechanical act that anchors you to the present moment. It is an opportunity to reflect, not to solve, but to simply observe the storm within. To allow your heart, which has been beating a frantic, panicked rhythm, to gradually slow its pace, to find a calmer, more steady beat. No one, absolutely no one, can think with clarity when their mind is in a state of utter turmoil. Expecting to find answers in such a state is like trying to see your reflection in a boiling pot of water. The image is distorted, fragmented, and utterly unreliable. Stillness allows the water to cool, the sediment to settle. Think of it like this. When a great violent storm hits the coast, when the wind howls with a primal fury and the rain lashes down in blinding sheets, a wise person does not rush out into the open. They do not challenge the fierce wind or try to outrun the rising tide. That would be folly. Instead, they find a safe place to shelter, a sturdy structure, a quiet corner, away from the chaos. They wait. They listen to the storm rage outside, knowing that its power, while immense, is not infinite. They wait for the storm to pass. And eventually, it always does. Only then, when the winds have died down and the sky begins to clear, do they step out. They emerge not weakened, but preserved. Life is much the same. There are seasons of sunshine and seasons of storm. And there are times when standing still, when seeking shelter within yourself, is not only the wisest, but also the bravest way to move forward. During those excruciatingly difficult times, resist the urge to force an answer. Do not torment yourself with the demand for an immediate way out. The path is not clear right now, and thrashing about in the dark will only lead to more injury and exhaustion. Instead, hold on to the small things, the small, simple things that are nonetheless sure and solid, the things you can touch and feel. A simple meal prepared with your own hands, the warmth of the food, the nourishment it provides. It is a small anchor in a turbulent sea. A good night's sleep, even if it comes in fragmented pieces, the act of lying down, of surrendering to rest, is a small act of faith in the coming of a new day. A quiet conversation with someone you love, someone who doesn't need you to be strong or to have the answers, someone who can simply sit with you in the silence. That is all it takes. In these small, tangible acts, you are already keeping yourself tethered to life. You are holding your ground. Sometimes time is the most potent and powerful healing medicine we have at our disposal. It works not with a sudden, dramatic cure, but with a slow, almost imperceptible gentleness. The ancients understood this well. They had a saying, "Heaven never closes all the doors." It's a quiet promise, a whisper of hope in the darkness. No matter how desperate the situation appears, no matter how final the defeat feels, there will always be another door, another window, another crack of light that opens. It may not be the grand entrance you were hoping for, but it will be a way through. The key, the only requirement, is that you are patient enough to wait for it, to be still enough to notice it when it appears. It is a patience born not of passivity, but of a deep, quiet trust in the cyclical nature of life. A trust that after the dark night, the dawn will inevitably break. Countless people have walked this path before you. They have been left with nothing, their fortunes turned to dust, their hearts broken into 1,000 pieces. They have suffered losses so profound, they thought they could never possibly get back on their feet. They too felt the crushing weight of hopelessness. But by knowing when to stop, by understanding the power of stillness, they managed to nurture a small, flickering ember of faith within their weary hearts. They took one small step, and then another. They rebuilt, not with grand gestures, but with the quiet, painstaking work of laying one brick at a time. And in doing so, they have found their lives again, often in ways they could never have anticipated. They discovered that the difficulties were not the end of their story. They were only a part, a painful but necessary part, of the journey towards maturity. And they learned that calmness, that hard-won inner peace, is the master key that unlocks a new path, a new beginning. Therefore, if you are falling down today, if you feel the ground giving way beneath you, just stay still. Don't fight the fall. Just be with it. Take a deep, slow breath. Feel it fill you. Put your hand on your heart. Feel its steady, resilient beat, and tell yourself in a quiet whisper, "I'm still here. I am still alive. And as long as I'm alive, it means there is still a chance. Peace will return. It may not be today or tomorrow, but it will return. And the light, faint at first, will gradually, inevitably illuminate your path forward."